The HSA is the only account where you can get triple tax benefits. It's a pretty incredible account. It's one you should be using as you're building and growing wealth. Now let's hit the 3 benefits here of the HSA. First, when I put my money in, I get a tax deduction. Second, as I'm investing and growing it, I don't pay taxes, I'm building the HSA. And third, when I use the money for medical or healthcare expenses, the money comes out entirely tax-free. That is the triple tax benefits of the HSA. I get nothing like that in a Roth IRA, traditional IRA, 401k, nothing can touch it. The HSA is the most tax advantage account out there. Let's talk about the first benefit. Contributions are deductible. You can put up to $4,150 if you're single or $8,300 if you're married filing joint into your HSA and get a tax deduction. Now you have to qualify for an HSA. And to qualify for an HSA, you must have a qualifying HSA plan. These are typically high deductible plans that you'll obtain that qualify you to use an HSA. Now if you qualify, that means you can put this money into your HSA and get a tax deduction on your tax return. This is an above the line deduction. It doesn't matter whether you itemize or not. It doesn't matter if you have high income or not. There's no phase outs on this. This is a deduction you're gonna be able to take every year on your return. Now, a couple other unique things about the HSA. You can even contribute to the HSA if you have no earned income. Typically with IRAs and 401ks, you have to have earned income, but for an HSA, you actually do not have to have earned income to contribute. Okay, so cool. I'm getting a tax deduction every year I drop money into my HSA, but also this money can grow as you invest it. Now, some people use an HSA with just like a bank or credit union. I think that is a total mistake because you're putting money in the HSA, it's not being invested or growing. A lot of people are using HSAs to pay for long-term medical. As we age to get into our 70s and 80s, our healthcare costs, our medical increases dramatically, and being able to rely on a health savings account that you've built over time can be a significant benefit. So I like people to think about their HSA as also a long-term wealth building tool for their later years. You can also use the HSA to pay certain Medicare premiums as well. You can use it for long-term care, assisted living, medical, dental. All of these are qualifying areas where you can use the HSA. What I want to clarify right now is you don't have to use it all now. A lot of people are familiar with a flexible savings account, where it's kind of this use it or lose it healthcare plan your company may have had, where you get to put money in, but if you don't use it by the end of the year for medical, you lose it. An HSA is not like that. We can invest this for the long haul. We have self-directed accounts at our company, Directed IRA. You can invest your HSA in real estate, in small business, in an LLC, and crypto. These are all assets an IRA can invest in. Of course, you can do a brokerage account or trading account, but do not just let it sit in a savings or a bank account earning nothing. Think of your HSA as an investment account that can grow over time. We want to invest it for the long haul, and we know it's there if we need to use it to cover any upcoming medical. But again, the main tax perk here is, as I'm investing that account, I pay 0 tax on the gains from the investments. Whether I'm buying an asset and selling it for profit, whether that's stock or real estate or crypto, I'm getting dividends or income from a business that my HSA is invested into, I pay 0 tax on the returns that are going back into the HSA. If I make that money personally, I'm paying tax as I make it. And then I'm spending that money on my medical and healthcare, which I don't get a deduction for unless I meet very stringent requirements where I actually itemize out those deductions, which 99% of Americans can't do. Hence, the HSA is a far better tool and vehicle for investing and growing a bucket of money that you can use for upcoming and future medical. Now, some people use the HSA to just put money in the account and they immediately take it out for medical. So for example, if you have a dental bill for $1,000 coming up, I know some people will be like, I'm just gonna throw in the money I'm gonna immediately spend for medical. I'm not in wealth building mode yet. I'm not trying to save and invest this, but I do want the tax deduction and benefits of the HSA. Okay, we can do that. If I got $1,000 medical, dental bill or anything like that, I can drop the $1,000 into the HSA. I get the tax deduction, and then next week at the doctor, I pay it back out to pay the medical bill. And that way I basically got the $1,000 deduction and used the money I otherwise would have spent out of my checking or savings account or put on a credit card, 0 tax deduction. But because I laundered that money through the HSA, I'm now getting a $1,000 tax deduction. I'm not growing and building that for the long haul, but I got the $1,000 tax deduction when I otherwise wouldn't have been able to. Okay, now we got to hit the third benefit. I'd mentioned it here a little bit. As you're using that HSA account, the money comes out entirely tax-free. Now, a lot of people are familiar with traditional IRAs where you put the money in, you get a tax deduction. As you're investing it and growing it, you don't pay taxes, you're building up the account. But when you pull the money out of a traditional IRA at retirement, you pay tax as you pull the money out. Well, in the HSA, it's the best of everything. I got a tax deduction to put it in. It's growing. I'm not paying taxes, I'm investing and growing the account. And then when I pull it out at any age, As long as it's for medical, there's no tax on the way out. Now, there's a lot of things that fall into qualifying medical. IRS publication 502 outlines this. This could be prescription drugs, doctor visits, copay, dental. This could be long-term care. This could be Medicare premiums as you're older. So many things qualify where you get to use your HSA to pay the money out. Again, no tax on the way out. I got a tax deduction on the way in. And as I was investing, I grew it and paid no taxes. I built the account. Now, there's even more benefits to the HSA beyond the triple tax benefits that we've seen as we've been consulting clients now for 20 years and helping clients use HSAs. One of those benefits is you can inherit your spouse's account. If your spouse passes away with a large HSA, you can inherit that HSA account and use it like it's your own. Now you can use it for your qualifying medical. It's a very important benefit for people, particularly when they age. Also, if you've ended up investing your HSA well, which we've had over the years with our clients, and you hit the age of 65, you can pull the money out of the HSA with no penalty. Now you pay tax as you're pulling money out of the HSA, kind of like a traditional IRA where I put the money in, I caught a tax deduction. As I invested it and grew it, I didn't pay tax, but when I hit retirement, I pay money on the way out. That's how an HSA works as well. When you hit age 65, you can pull the money out for any purpose you want. Doesn't have to be qualifying medical. You don't have a penalty, but you do take it into income just like you would with a traditional IRA. To me, the HSA is a no-brainer. I have one. We recommend it for our clients because it's a way I can save taxes now. I can plan for medical expenses in my future. We're all going to have them whether you like it or not. And it's a great way to make sure you're setting aside money for your medical in the future, any large unexpected expense that could come out of the way, or for our medical that becomes much more important and costly as we age. Get over to directedira.com where we set up HSAs for clients across the country that you can self-direct. You can invest in stocks or bonds if you wanted, or you could buy real estate or even invest in crypto with your HSA. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I'm dedicated to providing you information, strategies, and tools to help you build wealth. We'll see you next time.